We are attempting to take on the hardest challenge on this channel so far. We are going to try to dominate this world, but we're going to be trying to do it in hardcore mode. I hope you guys are ready. My name is Tangy Delore, and I am excited to get this started. So how much of a change is this going to wind up being? So our starting resources are going to be lowered. Our ore deposit richness is going to be lowered. Our refund percentiles is going to be lowered. Our salvageable percentages are going to be lower. Our construction cost modifiers are going to be higher. The start deployment stages is where we start off in our actual development is going to be set to normal. Our event frequencies are going to be set to normal. Our disaster frequencies are going to be set to often, which means we're going to get more disasters. Our AI aggressiveness is going to be set to bully. Our AI difficulty is going to be set to difficult. Our AI faction number is going to be set to 5. And our military experience modifiers and immigration rates are going to be lower. So clearly this is going to be a piece of cake, but we're going to choose the Mountain Kingdoms because I'm going to try to become an isolationist, which is just going to reduce my diplomacy. Of course, we are going to be playing America. First thing first is actually we're going to go pause the game and we're going to go look around and see what our map has to offer and see what we can wind up utilizing early on in this game so we can dominate this region. After we get familiar with our surrounding areas, we can start building our road systems out, start putting our forestries in there, and then we can start building our farms. We keep on pushing away, getting our wood, starting to get our newspapers, getting our market developed, and then, of course, the fires begin. So we're going to get back to just like ignoring things and just start building, and then fires and explosions continue happening. But we're okay. We're gonna dominate. Trust me. Eventually things do get, back to normal. So I start building up my minerals and ores, get some bricks, start building our farms to get bread so we can get more people in here. Once we get more people in here, then we can go and upgrade our town because we're actually getting the populations that it's needing to. So we can go get those upgrades for this town. We start getting some coal plants, which is awesome for our electrical. We start building our commercials up, so that means a whole different direction of how things are going to have to work. So we start upgrading all of our buildings because this is going to have to be an efficient machine. We're going to check to make sure we're getting all of our developments, which we're getting points for everything right now, which is fantastic, meaning that we are starting to, get ready to enter the world stage. And once we enter the world stage, then we can start attacking everywhere around, and hopefully we will take over America. First, we got to take over Canada, but after that, then we'll take over America. But I wanted to upgrade my bases and just do everything that we needed to do before we talk about conquering. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't talking about conquering anymore because there's so many fires in difficult mode and all my things just constantly explode. But we knew what we signed up for, so we just get right back to the grind, building our empire as quickly as we can and just getting all the resources we need, especially because now we have our new tech tree, which is the technicians, which they're going to need more supplies, and it's just going to make this game a little bit more stressful, but nothing that we can't wind up handling. And now we have so many more mouths to feed, so our farms were growing to a crazy scale. But I feel like I started really understanding how I was going to go grow my city, and I could get back to, conquering as much as I could wind up conquering. We are waiting for our troops to wind up being deployed, and as we are waiting for our troops to be deployed in real time, I kid you not, our buildings start to catch on fire right in front of our faces, and this is hardcore mode, so everything catches on fire, and it just exploded. So we need to get a real set plan on how we're going to build up our troops and start fighting this battle. My plan was simple. Just build a humongous military base that I could just start conquering with across, the board. But I probably did this just because I was bad about the fires. But we're not going to talk about that. I did finally get to the actual world stage, which we were waiting for other troops to wind up being, deployed. But we just took our foot soldiers and started to attack. And luckily, we actually got our first victory. And then I started rushing into battle, probably a little too fast, and I started losing most of my battles. And then I came back to the homeland, and of course, it was on fire. I thought this was just another ordinary day, but I wasn't paying attention, and I started to also lose a bunch of money. And probably because I was focusing so much on military, we just became bankrupt. And by the time I actually started making money, I was in a very bad situation, and everyone started rioting, and it wasn't very good from there. Normally, if this wasn't hardcore mode, I probably could have saved myself, but in hardcore mode, once it happens, it happens. Like, you need to stop it before this happens, not after. Once it's done, you're over. So difficult just proved to overwhelm me. I would love to hear your guys' hardcore endeavors, and if you guys wanted to see more, you could always like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below.